G'day, and welcome back to the next episode of the Life Lit podcast. I'm joined today by a good friend of mine all the way from the UK. He's had an incredible life's journey so far, from 12 years service in the British Armed Forces as part of the RAF Regiment, growing up in Northern Ireland, experiencing some racism and dealing with the tail end of the NRA conflict that was going on over there back in the early 90s, late 80s, all the way into the film industry, from working on Game of Thrones to moving to Australia and being a contestant on the series F-Boy Island. Please welcome my friend, Aaron Shaw. That's great. Aaron, welcome, bud. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, thanks for having me, mate. Yeah, it's been a while in the mate coming, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, mate, schedules, especially with, you've done the drive now to get out here. It's a fucking, it's a decent drive out here. It's a pain in the ass.
Mate, it's a pilgrimage.
Yeah, it sucks. That's the most difficult thing, man, honestly, about this whole thing is trying to, organise my schedule and then organise someone else's schedule for a free day. But then they've got to it's like an hour, sometimes from the Gold Coast for an hour and a half. God, Wes on the latest episode, he came out from Toowoomba. It was like a 2-hour drive for him to get here. It's a nightmare.
I think it took me about an hour 30, something like that, to get here from the Gold Coast today.
Yeah,
so,
it's not ideal. And then it's in a cabinet making warehouse. So when I do it, I have to do it at night or on a Saturday, which I generally work the weekend. So it kind of makes life a bit different.
And it's about 1,000,000 degrees outside as well.
Oh, so. Mate.
My aircon's not working in the car.
Oh, really?
It's horrendous.
You just spend some less money on scuba diving stuff and more on a new car.
Oh, mate, honestly, I felt like a slave in that car.
Yeah. Oh, but you're a mad scuba diver.
Yeah.
What got you into that?
I think the same as everyone, really. It started. I was backpacking in 2017 around Southeast Asia. The thing to do on Koh Tao in Thailand. The big thing is scuba diving island. Yeah. I had a really, really bad fear, like deep, dark fear of deep water, black water. So I was like, well, face it.
Yeah.
I thought, I get my diving. Didn't really take it too serious. Did a few dives here, there. But then when it comes to Australia, I was like, oh, there's a bit of a thing going on here. I started really, really taking it seriously and sort of got professional with it. Yeah.
What's the process of their doing it? Is it like having dived here and dived there? Is it the same sort of level of sort of safety involved, or are they kind of fucking loose over in Thailand? Like, I'd imagine they're loose, but
the way it works, you have your governing bodies. Obviously, you got like PADI, you got SSI, and then you got all of the other ones, but they're like the two big heavy hitters. So you go to shop and you're under their regulations. It goes, they are the course planners and whatnot, but you get these dive masters and dive instructors, and they're like, we're PADI and all that. So it varies. Experiences may vary. Luckily for me, the bloke who was teaching me was a bit of an older guy. He was ex-Royal Navy diver.
Oh, okay.
So I felt safe there.
Yeah.
But you get some of these little 21-year-old like, I'm a dive instructor, PADI. I'm like, oh fuck, I might die today.
Yeah, 100%.
And as well, it was the worst weather they had, I think, in 20 years when I did mine. So imagine me going down the buoy line first.
Yeah.
Terrified of deep dark water. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was horrendous. The first dive was horrendous.
Did you see any sharks? Was it?
I saw a few little sharks here and there, but it's mainly the triggerfish. You heard of them?
No.
These horrible, aggressive fish. So it's like, you do this, it's like the triggerfish is coming and all divers like, shit, you're rather a great white turns up, they'll just speed them out of nowhere and they'll come bite you. They've got a proper bite on them.
What?
Yeah, triggerfish.
Is this one of those things like we do the yanks with hoop snakes? Are you fucking pulling my leg here?
No, I swear to God, it's not a drop bear. A triggerfish is it's the worst fucking thing on God's green earth. Like you can find under the ocean.
I didn't even know it was a real thing.
Yeah, triggerfish.
What do they look like? Just like a normal fish or what?
Google it, mate. Honestly.
Kind of sharky.
Yeah, no, it's not even. It's like this big. It's not even big. They got this bit of a spiky fin thing going on.
Oh, fuck that. Did you have any?
No, I didn't.
No.
Oh, mate, it'd be my last dive if I did. I'm trying to concentrate on not drowning, never getting bitten by triggerfish.
So what was the course actually like? What do you have to do?
So it's made up of, I think it's 5 dives. It's been that long since I did it. It's about 5 dives. you basically your first 3 in the pool, so you're going through, you know, your skills and drills, basically how not to die, how to drown. You're doing your mass clearance drills. You know, your regulator comes out your mouth. You know, you're finding your regulator again, putting it back in. You're sharing air, all that. You know, just the really basic safety stuff to get you out of trouble, or you know, just to get you underwater. Then after, you know, you do your course, you do your open water paddy, but you're not a diver. You're just qualified to be underwater under supervision. It's only really when you sort of progress through advanced diver and you go up to sort of rescue diver that you sort of become a bit.
That'd be your GPS.
Roger that. Let
Is
me
your
just
phone on
let me
silent?
just turn it off.
Oh, unreal. It's good. Siri's just trying to get him here
Yeah.
for the most part.
All right, mate. Cheers for that. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. So it's not really until you get sort of like rescue diver that you become a bit more. You sort of know what you're doing underwater. You become more useful. Really, there's some good divers out there. You know, once you go past rescue and all that, you're sort of going into your professional levels.
What the fuck is that noise?
Sounds like a power washer.
Give me a sec.
Electric door.
We'll be back in a second, team. I'm just gonna figure out what the fuck's going on.
That's an electric door. That.
Yeah. We'll be back in a second. All right.
Clap those cheeks.
Oh, we're back. We had someone rocked up to do some work, so I had to kick him out because I'm tough.
Yeah, he's actually dead. But
Yeah,
we're not gonna talk about that.
We'll bury the body.
Get rid of him in a minute. Got the bag of line.
Where were we? I'm trying to remember where we were.
Diving.
Diving. Yeah. So after you get over that fear, like you do it all the time now. You're always on socials, going out and scuba diving. You've clearly found a proper love for it.
Yeah. It's only when you're underwater you actually realise that you only know half of the planet, the land that we see. You know, you walk around every day, and you take it for granted. But once you go underwater, you realise there's a whole nother planet there, like a whole nother world that is just right there. So you get to explore again. It's kind of you know, feel a bit like Indiana Jones again. yeah. It's and it's very peaceful. You know, I do sometimes. You know, when I'm not taking a dive or whatever, if I've got like a little cheeky 5 minutes, I just lie on the seabed, you know, at 12 meters. I just put my head in my hands and just sort of shut my eyes and just almost semi sort of fall asleep and just sit and breathe for a little while. You know, the only thing you're hearing is your bubbles and your heart. That's it. It's something to be said for being underwater.
Yeah.
But you know, not every dive's a good dive. Sometimes, you know, you're down there, the visibility goes, and you know, if you're looking in this direction, all there is that's California. The next thing you're going to hit is California, or South America. Yeah, you know, when you got thousands of miles in front of you, and you can't even see your own fins. You know, your mind goes mental. Yeah. I one of my mates, unfortunately, was killed by a great white in Sydney about 4 years ago. Don't know if you heard of him, Simon Nellis. That video went round, you know, of his fucking body getting eaten and shit like that in Sydney. So, you know, he's a good mate of mine who served in the military with me. So, you know, you're down there sometimes and you're like, actually, it does actually happen. It's a bit more closer to home. So I'm like, sometimes, you know, I think to myself, what the fuck am I doing down here? It's not even fun at the moment. But then over dives, you got, you know, a nice peaceful dive. You got the old manta ray going past the turtle and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, you know, you go to another world, shit happens.
Yeah, that's horrendous. Off Sydney.
Yeah, he was he served in the RAF regiment with me. I was supposed to meet him before I got here. He was a qualified dive instructor, but he's actually training for a charity swim. He got it wrong. He basically went swimming in deep dark water where they were live bait fishing. Black was he wearing a wetsuit? I think he was. He got it wrong. You know, you can't blame the shark. You can't blame everything else. You probably shouldn't have been there at the time. But yeah, it wasn't even 100 meters offshore. You know, this 3 meter great white come up, cut him in half, fucking bled out straight away. The seagulls all coming in, and the shark. It wasn't just like, bite you and leave, come back and net him. There wasn't much left, mate.
Holy shit.
Yeah, just got engaged, about to be married, fucking killed by a great white. So yeah, those videos are still going around the internet. They pop up every few months, and you're just like, fuck, you know, what am I doing underwater?
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't watch that if I was you.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Yeah, I've got an imagination anyway, but when that shit's so close to home, what the fuck am I doing underwater here? It's not safe. Something's here. You know,
Yeah.
your sixth sense goes off. You're like, shouldn't be here.
Yeah, that's cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I can never be a commercial diver. I don't think I can ever be like a military
clearance diver.
clearance diver and stuff like that. That's another level of diving, and you go into deep dark places. I don't have the nerve for it. I've got balls, but I don't have the nerve for that.
Oh, mate, I get uncomfortable watching submarine movies. I'm like, one leak, I'm done. Like my palms are sweaty.
Yeah.
It's not the claustrophobia. It's just being like, there's nothing you can do. You get a leak in that fucking sub, you're done.
Fucked. Yeah.
And then you're drowning, the most horrendous way to die.
Well, a few of my uncles were all submariners, Royal Navy submariners. Some of their stories. You know, one of them was a petty officer, and he used to sleep underneath a torpedo because it's like the most space in the bloody submarine. You sleep on the front of it underneath. Fucking
no thanks.
A couple of tons worth of torpedo. Nah.
No, thank you.
All right, mate. A nice big bulkhead behind you.
Oh, no. Fuck that.
That's a different type of person, isn't it? Submariners,
yeah. So how long were you in the military for?
I did 12 years, mate, in total. Not all of it was full time. Some of it was full time. Some wasn't. I spanned across 3 regiments. So I started off with the RAF Regiment Gunners, which is sort of RAF infantry.
Yeah, it's kind of like our airfield defense guards.
Yeah. They don't have the greatest reputation. Yeah, they don't have the greatest reputation. I look back now, I'm like, what the fuck did I join them for? You know, but you don't know until you're in. You know, you think you're gonna be like a para-marine during the RAF regiment. You're like, oh shit, I'm fucked up here. So, I joined them. 2010, I think 2010. Yeah. It was great, but I got sent to a chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear warfare specialist team. It's not why I joined up. I joined up to be infantry.
Yeah.
And it was just as in Syria. Remember, was it General Assad, Colonel?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Assad. Anyway, he started dropping chemical weapons on his own people, on the kids.
Yes, I do remember that.
Just before ISIS booted off.
Yeah.
So, and the way it works in NATO, everyone has their turn at being the CBRN response, you know, the head of it, and it happened to be the UK at the time. So they're like, here we go, boys, we're having it. It come down the hierarchy, you know, pack your bags, write your wills, 2 weeks. And then what happened? They put it out to the British people. The British people had lost their nerve. You ask civvies about war. Yeah. We've lost too many lads in Afghanistan. You got an army going, fucking hell. Another war in the desert, let's have it.
Yeah.
They pulled the plug on us, mate. So vexed. That was my time because I never got to Afghanistan. So I was fucking pissed, mate. Seriously pissed. So it sort of pulled the rug out from a lot of people, and it, you know, a lot of people just saw, I think, the RAF regiment for what it is. A lot of people just left or jumped ship. So I jumped ship. I went to the Queen's Own Yeomanry, which is an armoured reconnaissance regiment, which is a reserve regiment. And then, but just before that, sorry, in the middle, I went for 2-3 SAS selection.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's like 2-3. Is that
so 2-3
reserve?
Yeah, so there's 2-1, which is the south of England, which is reserve. 2-2, which is 2-2.
Yeah.
And then you got 2-3, which is like the north of England and all that, and Northern Ireland.
It's kind of like our 1 commando.
Same
SF reserve.
Same as 1 commando. Yeah. I started going through it, doing really well. Got on really well with DS. Fucking life started falling apart, didn't it? You know, me and the missus on the rocks. Started a new job. I was like, you know, and you know what? I'm not afraid to say it. Like, no making up excuses. Oh, you know, this happened now. No, I didn't want it enough. Yeah. I actually didn't want it enough. There's some boys there who fucking wanted it, and they got badged in the end.
Yeah.
I didn't want it enough. So, you know, I had all these reasons to tap out. So I fucking did tap out. Yeah. But, you know, I won't sit here and say, nah, I was doing really well and all that, but this happened. Nah. You know, I had some reasons. I fucking tapped out, and that's not for me at the moment. Do I have regrets? Fuck yeah. I should have done it. Should have sticked it out. I didn't. It is what it is. But then I went over to the Queen's Own Yeomanry Armoured Recce. Met some fucking top blokes there. Really nice guys. A lot of ex-regulars. A lot of people who've only ever been reserve, but they're good blokes, you know. They do the business, but they get pissed up. Yeah, we had a right good fucking lash up with it in that regiment. So they're like another, how long was it now? About 7 years with them. Yeah. 7 years with them. Had a great old time. Went back to Northern Ireland before, you know, I was going to go to Australia, and I ended up joining. What was it? It was 2 Royal Irish Regiment. So really, really good infantry unit. Got a really, really good reputation within the British Armed Forces. Joined them for a year. It's in and out, You know, I was doing my thing with the film industry, and then time comes for Australia. I was like, all right, bye, Felicia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
I do miss it though, mate. I fucking miss the military big time.
I think everyone does. I think everyone, once you get out, you just look back and you just remember the good times. And then it starts raining or something, and you remember having to sleep in the rain and the cold, and you're just like, you know what? Nah, it's pretty good sleeping in my bed with aircon. It's pretty comfy.
Yeah. You do get it. Every time you see like a whirly bird, you hear that helicopter, you're like, oh, getting hard on here. And then you're like, oh no, I'm not on stag routine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When I go to sleep tonight, no one's going, wait, cunt, it's your fucking picket.
No, it's not. Fuck off.
Let me sleep.
Fuck off. There's nothing more rude in this world than somebody shaking you awake after you've just shut your eyes.
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta get back in your wet clothes.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
No, I don't think civilians ever understand that.
No.
Especially been in England and all that. You know, it drops like minus fucking 10. Imagine like minus 10 degrees and you got to put your wet kit back on.
Yeah.
And lie there in a rain fucking forest getting pissed on in the rain. Nah.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, thanks, mate.
I've told this story before. I remember being in Afghanistan. It was the middle of winter. It's like negative 15 during the day. It's nighttime. I've just come off picket. I've gone into my sleep. Everyone had like a pop tent of their own. I've gone in there. I've stripped buck ass naked into my Recon 5 to keep nice and warm. I've got into my swag. I'm lying there, and just as I was about to doze off, I just heard the machine gun arc up. I was like, I didn't even get out of bed. I just went and just waited for someone to yell out contact. Nobody did, or stand to. Nobody yelled anything, so I just went back to sleep. I was like, nah.
You know when you like convince yourself it's not happening? Nah, it didn't happen. It's like a fucking machine gun rattling next to you. Nah, did you hear that? No, I didn't hear that.
100%. That's exactly what I did. 100%. It turned out the A&A just shot a cat. The dude was just loose on picket and just blew a cat away.
Shit with an RPG?
No, with a PKM. Oh, fuck. I did laugh, though. Yeah. So you say you wanted to go to the infantry. Why didn't you just join as infantry? What did you go to the RAF regiment for?
I don't know, because I come from like all the family like Navy and all that sort of stuff. You know, when you're Navy and RAF, like you got, for some reason, everyone talks shit about the army. Like they're all knuckle draggers and idiots. So you know, you get that mentality. I was like, oh, you know, I'll be a little bit more switched on. Everyone's like, yeah, you'd be part of the Royal Air Force. Looking back, fuck me, the army got some of the switched on, most switched on blokes that I've ever met. Especially, you know, I learned so much from them. You talk to these guys, and like, why are you even a soldier, mate? You should be a fucking heart surgeon. So I don't know why. Maybe back in the day, they did like to bring all the knuckle draggers in, but now just to get through an infantry course, as you know, between you got to learn your fucking military law, you got to learn the history, you got to do communications, first aid, and then you got through all your battle shit for you even start. And, you know, it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for an idiot. So you know, I wasn't sure about the infantry. Everyone's like, get a trade. What are you gonna do? You can shoot guns the rest of your life. Apparently, yeah, it's worked out quite well.
Yeah,
yeah, I am actually.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a very common misconception. I think to be a grunt or an infantry soldier, you could be a proper moron and just sit in Arsene Charlie at the back, thumb and bum, just not paying attention, and you could get by. It's a job that you can theoretically do to a bare minimum standard as an idiot. But if you actually want to excel, you do have to be switched on, because there's a lot that's going on through your mind. There's a lot that's happening constantly.
Yeah. Well, as you know, like it's a broad spectrum. You know, the infantry. You can do the bare minimum, and or not make it worth your while, or you can get in and you can seriously make something of it. You know, you can be like course after course after course. You know, bashing out all your patches and all that sort of stuff. You know, join all the hobbies and shit. The amount of hobbies in the infantry. Fuck's sake, people are skydivers. People are. One of my mates. His name's Graham Clues. Actually, he raced superbikes for the army. They fucking done all his bike up for him, and he's just ragging it around a race course, going, "Yeah, cheers, easy, thanks for money." You know,
jeez, you guys got a better gig than us.
Yeah. Like AT, it's a thing. You know, adventure training and all that sort of thing. Yeah. So it is what you make of it. You know, as you know.
Well, we have adventure training, but we just don't get to do it. Like, I never did adventure training for 6 years, and I talked to guys from other battalions, and they're like, yeah, man, every year. Like, we went like spelunking, we went fucking rock climbing, we went cave diving, all this cool shit. And I'm like, where? They're like, it's just every year we get to do it. Yeah. It's like, I've never got to do that. Like, not a chance. We just got fucked. We just got sent out field. It was shit.
Oh, my lads were like diving and shit like that, going down for a jolly on the Ascension Islands.
Yeah.
Or they're going out to do like Nepal to trek around Everest Base Camp, and they're getting paid to do it. You put down like, a little trinket of £120, you get that money back, and then they're getting paid 2 weeks to go trekking and scuba dive and all sorts of shit.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
That's so much better. I know we have like a military sports team. Like they take rugby seriously, soccer maybe a little bit as well. I've got a mate who's on the skydive team, but he's a reservist. Like I don't think he's ever done full time.
Yeah.
And he just skydives. But all the guys on the skydive team, from what I understand, are all like parachute riggers down at the School of Para.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's the skydivers and all that in the military. I think it's a bit of a clique, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad clique. It's not one that you won't want to be in, but yeah, very cliquey, especially in the UK.
Yeah,
it's the parachute regiment on the skydiving team.
Yeah. Oh, why wouldn't they?
Yeah,
they're the parachute regiment.
Yeah. Don't even look at it unless you're a para, unless you got that maroon beret. They don't want to know, mate.
Yeah. I worked with a guy over in Malaysia at the start of last year who was 3 para. He was a cracker. Fuck, he was an animal.
Mate, they're all lunatics. Even the British Armed Forces. Yeah. Everyone. There's a sort of regimental
like personality.
Yeah, they hate basically every regiment in the British Army hates each other. Yeah, it doesn't matter if they fucking hate each other. But nobody hates anyone like the paras hate. Like the paras fucking hate everyone. They hate each other. You can't even put the para battalions together. And when you're in a different regiment, and you get sent down to Colchester, which is the home of the parachute regiment. Just walk with your fucking head down, and you just people screaming shit out of buildings. Also, it's like, mate, I don't even want to fucking be here. It's like going to Guantanamo Bay, mate. Yeah. Honestly, and that's where they got the glass house as well. Don't you heard of that? It's the military prison for the British. I had to escort one of my mates down there because he fucking banged someone else. I had to do security on my own fucking mate studying court, and that's down there in Colchester. So you're walking around in your wands like a twat anyway. And you got the fucking parachute regiment screaming and throw shit at you. And your mate's about to get sent down. It's like, nah, I don't want to be here, mate. I don't want to be here today.
That sounds shit. Nah, Hef, shout out to Hef. He's a crack up, mate. Yeah. An absolute weapon. And just a fucking piss wreck. Like, loved beer. It was next. Like, we were drunk like every night on that trip. It was crazy.
Fucking lunatics, mate. Yeah, absolutely lunatics.
Cool. Yeah. So 12 years all up. Yeah, what was the deciding factor on joining?
I'm from that generation of I watched Afghanistan when I was about 14. When I was like, fucking hell, I love a bit of that. Looks good. But I also grew up in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, right.
I sort of got the very tail end of the the war that was going on there.
Yeah, the IRA and that.
So and I lived in an IRA area. So fucking next door neighbours and all that, like IRA and shit like that. So the Chinooks have fucking come in, mate, and land. And it's not training. Actually, this is the fucking unloading. The GPMGs are rolling off the back of it. They're fucking digging in. And I'm there as a kid, fucking Chinook landing about 40 meters away, 50 meters away. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah. And then everyone's sort of bedded in for the week and whatnot. So you're going up to soldiers, give them a cup of tea and all that sort of shit. Yeah. And they're letting you look down the rifle scopes. And it's just like, fucking hell. Oh, these guys, cool, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've seen I think about 4th or 5th generation British Armed Forces.
Yeah,
so
right.
It runs in the family. So, what? He's just supposed to be a soldier in it. What else are you going to do?
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's just, there's never any doubt I was always going to join the military.
Yeah, right. Did you have anything else you wanted to do when you were younger?
Nah, nothing.
That was it?
That was it. I only ever saw the military. It's just like, it's for me.
It is a cool job.
Yeah.
I think it's got the potential to be a lot better. If the people at the top ran it a bit better, it'd be a lot more fun.
Yeah, I think over time, it's not what it used to be. I think the guys at the top now really look after themselves.
Yes.
There's no one at the top looking after the boys anymore.
Yep.
It used to be like your sergeant was there for the lads. He'd take a bit of a hiding from the brass because you lot fucked up. Now it's like everyone's fucking bothered about the career. It's all about promotion now. So you hung out to dry at every occasion. Yeah. People are disillusioned with the Australian army. People, the lads in the British army, that everyone's disillusioned with it all. It's like, what's the fucking point? You fart wrong and you get an ag-eyed. Yeah. You find yourself in military court. And then you're not allowed to do the business. It's like, for fuck's sake, it's another war. Yeah. Can we kick off World War III yet? Yeah. Well, the boys are bored. Sick of bullying the shoes. Yeah. Sick of getting in shit for, it was raining and I didn't mop the fucking car park properly.
Yeah. Oh, mate. All of that. I think that's probably, I dare say, military to military is going to be the same across the board. Like I know for us, it was real frustrating off. For the most part, NCOs down were pretty good. Once they got to warrant officer, you get some good dudes, but some of them just become the crusty boy, and they're just a fuckwit.
Yeah.
But the officers were the biggest issue for us.
Yeah.
So you get, like I remember being a full track, a corporal for those at home. Our NCO group, all of us deploying to Afghanistan, like we've all got experience. Our sergeant was a lat transfer from the Brits. He was a colour sergeant. He'd been through Bosnia, Serbia, like everything, Iraq, Afghanistan already come to us. And you get like these brand new lieutenants or lieutenants. We call them lieutenants because they're idiots. No offense if you're being an officer. Good on you for joining. But they come out and they come from the school where they're just taught like the enlisted man's going to pull the wool over your eyes and don't trust them and you're in charge and you fucking run it. And like that first year, they just try and reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm going to make my mark and the CO's going to love me. And they just suck the dick of the rank. And then they realize that they suck at their job after 12 months. And they finally go into year 2 and they go, fuck, maybe if I take on board the experience of the men under me, my life would be easier.
Yeah.
And they learn. And by the end of that year, they look like a star because they basically stand back and let us do our job. And we just make them look good because we know what we're doing. We're doing it 6, 8, 10 years, some of us,
Yeah, the reason officers have medals on their chest because they're fucking men underneath them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. That's it. All they did was fucking, let's go.
Yeah.
Over, let's cross the line. It's the boys on the ground, isn't it? From your diggers and all the way up to, your corporals and your sergeants. They're the ones that they are the military.
Yeah.
And everyone else is just fucking support.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. But then you get into that third year. For us, it's they do 3 years as a lieutenant. Unless they fuck something up massively, they're promoted on time up to a certain rank.
Yeah.
So at the end of 3 years, they're getting promoted to captain as long as they've not fucked anything major up. So in that third year, they revert back to year 1 them, and they start just throwing everyone under the bus for shit tasks because they want to suck up to the OC, the major, who's going to write a good report for them at the end of the year and get them a posting that they want on promotion to something else. So then it's all about them and their career rather than like I'm here basically a buffer from shit's coming down and what we're telling you. Yeah. You're the buffer. You're the meat and the sandwich. You need to be there to look after the boys. And so many of them just throw you all under the bus just to make themselves look good.
Yeah. They got, you got to play the game in it. You got to, it's give and receive.
Yeah.
And the problem as well, like you probably found with the infantry, when you got infantry officers, some of them have got no fucking place been there. Because the officers, the fucking Lord Fauntleroy who've come off, a nice big estate with silver spoon in their mouth. It's like, mate, for fuck's sake. I get that you're an officer, but some of them are absolute, you get one every now and again who's an operator. It's like, mate, why are you an officer? You should be a corporal because you're just a fucking badass.
Yeah.
But you get some of them and they're just fucking whoppers, aren't they? They're absolute. And it's like, even as like a 21-year-old grunt, you're looking down like, what is this dickhead now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
But you get it, if it's going to be logistics, like, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's like, fucking hell, if you're infantry, you better be fucking infantry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a struggle. And you watch that, like by the time you get to the CDF level, I don't know what they call it for you guys, but the Chief of Defence Force here.
Yeah.
Hey, you're at the ceiling job. Like, so from there, your only way up is like once you're done your tenure, you're basically you're not going regressing in job. You're out. Like you're done. You're retiring. Well, so they're looking towards politics as like the next way for them to make a job.
Well, that's how you see it. Once you get to that sort of level, you're not actually a military officer anymore. You're actually a politician. Yeah. You're an actual politician. You're not you're not doing your tactics and shit anymore. Yeah. You're just there to fucking rub dicks with the right people and just smooth everything, make shit happen. I went down to, you heard of Whitehall?
I've heard the name.
It's basically where all the fucking big brass are. That is where all the military decisions of the UK get made. It's you
like
walk
Canberra
in,
for us.
Yeah, you walk in there, mate. These big it's almost like a like these X-ray machines you see in an airport, like in an airlock. Go in there, mate. It's like you could let a bomb off in it, nothing will happen. Yeah. Everyone go, nice one, mate. Fucking clean you off, send you home an envelope. But yeah, you walk into Whitehall and you're just surrounded by fucking politicians. Every one of them's got unbelievable power. But then there's a lot of fucking idiots. Like you haven't been laid yet. You got one strong wank holding off them together. Like fucking hell. Like, you're making decisions. Jesus.
Oh fuck yeah. It's ridiculous, man. Like I remember. When we deployed, the armor set that we got was terrible. Like it was dog shit. we're going into the green zone wearing green cams, and they've given us desert cam armor, like it's white and white helmet covers, just painting a target, essentially, just painful. Yeah. And I remember when we got it all, you'd have to go through the warehouse with a trolley. The Q master guy, quartermaster's with you. He's like, yep, grab one of these and fucking one of them and 6 of these, and fills your trolley up. Then we'd all go up into the lecture hall, and the guy from a company called Digger Works would come in, and he'd like give you a brief on how to and teach you how to put it all together. Yeah. So it was like one of the first iterations of like the ripcord. You pull the ripcord and it all falls apart. Yeah. It was called McBass, and it was dog shit. It was big and cumbersome. The shoulder pads were like that thick. Like you couldn't get a rifle into your shoulder properly to fight. Like it was dumb. And talking to him, I was like, why do we have this? Like there's better armor out there. Why are we wearing this shit? And he's like, I'll tell you exactly why, because I was in the room with the guy who did it. He goes, down in Canberra, they had the guy who's like the head of procurement for the army, had it like 3 or 4 different suites, put that one on as like one of the first ones, got down and leopard crawled on his carpeted office hallway up the end in the aircon, got up the other end and went, yeah, the boys can fight in that, order 20,000 units. And he's like, that's how we got it. Tell me that guy's not getting a kickback somewhere. Like,
mate, they all are. They're fucking all are. You only got to look at the British Army, like the British military. Like, who the fuck is buying half of this kit? Yeah, you know they're all bent. They're all crooked. They're fucking politicians. They're not soldiers anymore. You know, if you give the kit to like actual fucking units, like the Rifle Regiment or the fucking Fusiliers, something like that, and you actually took their opinion in and you didn't let anyone bribe them, they wouldn't be wearing the shit that they're wearing. If you like, remember when we first went to Iraq, we called it Operation Talik. The shit that we got, the lads, I never went, the shit that the lads got sent out there in, and the girls as well, fucking hell, they were getting vaporized. It was a fucking turkey shoot. Yeah. These fucking Vixen Land Rovers, fucking skins. You put RPGs were just laughing their way through it. People get sent home in envelopes left, right, and centre. Yeah. It's poor, mate. And it's only now it's sort of, we're sort of getting there now. The British Army actually, especially the infantry, they look like a fucking fighting unit. They're getting some good kit and, they look the part, but the lads, a lot of them buy their own shit, customize it and whatnot. Yeah. But it's always the way in it, it's where does the money go? Oh, we'll buy a fucking F-35. Yeah. In it, Yeah. We'll get we need a new helicopter. We'll get Wildcat helicopter and all that. Great. They're all good and all that. But, no one's asking about the fucking, the digger on the ground, innit? Yeah, fucking who's getting kicked back? Yeah,
now they've got good kit. Yeah. I've seen some of the new stuff, and I used it a couple of years ago when I went back to reserves, and it's good. It's much better than what it was. But like, the war's over, mate. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we've got it for the next one, but that shit was available back then. We could have bought it back then, and we could have had gear that was actually purpose built for what we're doing. It would have been great. Look, it's all good for a poke to be wearing that stuff back in base. That they're not really in that much of a threat. The occasional indirect here and there, but. Like for guys on the ground, what are you doing? Yeah. Like people's lives rely on this kit, and you're making decisions like that. That's how your decision making process went.
Oh fuck, they don't care, mate. They're getting kickbacks front and center, and a lot of them are muppets, mate. They don't even go to the gym, half of them. Yeah, but they're like, oh yeah, this feels nice. Oh, does it in your suit? I bet it does, mate. Try shitting in a bag in it. Yeah. Do a 2-week fucking recce in it. We'll say feels good in the aircon. All right, roger that.
It's so fucking true.
Yeah, I need to. It's like we got the kit now. Yeah, but we're gonna fight an next war. China's just gone fucking all out, and they've tooled up their boys now. They've all got body armor. Yeah, and now everyone's like calibering up. It's like, oh yeah, we've got this great body armor. Right, well, someone's gonna put a fucking round for it next, and we're gonna we'll do it all over again. So you're always behind, aren't you? You're always playing catch up. Yeah, the kit.
Yeah. It's all reactionary rather than front foot decisions, which is painful when you've got so many people who are still within the organization and they've got the forethought. Like you can see the writing on the wall. You're like, we need to be looking out for this, this, and this, because this is fucking happening. Yeah. Whether you want it to or not, we're edging closer and closer towards, potentially World War III, for argument's sake. All the decisions like, no, but it's not here yet. When it happens, we'll deal with it then. Why don't we fucking prep for it now?
Yeah. We'll fight a proxy war in fucking Ukraine for the last half decade. We're going for it. And that's another one. So all the investing all this money and all this kit and shit like that. You got fucking cruise missiles here, then everywhere. Just ask the digger on the ground. There's FPV goggles on. I've put a fucking RPG in this FPV drone. Yeah. There we go, mate. Just saved you fucking $100,000 on the missile.
Oh man, it's cool.
It's mental, isn't it? It's just it's like it's the lads on the ground who are doing all the damage. You know, like, keep your missile, mate. I got a DJI Mini.
Yeah.
With an RPG gaffer tape to it. Keep your cruise missile.
Oh, we called it the B team theory is what we ran with. So you've got the A team when the wars are on and the bullets are flying. You got these, everyone knows them. If you've been a soldier or even anything with any other job, you've got people who are just absolute jets. They're fucking weapons. It doesn't matter what it is. They could be in any job, but they excel. They're the A team. And then the wars dry up and they go, well, I'm not going to keep doing this job if we're not going to go do the job. I'm not going to spend my life training. So they get out and they go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But the guys who have been the shit kickers the whole time, who weren't excelling, who weren't doing well, the B team, they probably got bullied a little bit here and there for not being up to standard. They're like, well, I've got nothing else going on in my life.
Yeah.
And all the A teams left.
Yeah.
So they're the only ones left. And then now we've got new recruits coming through behind them. So, well, Aaron, you were on the B team, bub, but you're still here and there's no one else. So here's a couple of hooks or here's a fucking promotion. And now they're at a point where they're wielding their lack of skills at a level that's really impacting the lives of a lot of people below them.
Yeah.
And they weren't competent as the people below them.
Yeah, they're just there to fucking dress up, aren't they? They're there 'cause they want to look good in uniform.
Shirt wearers.
Yeah. Have you heard that concept? I think it's like I'm not sure exactly how it is, but it's, you take 100 soldiers, right? Say infantry. I think it's 10% should be there. There's fucking bullet magnets and they're going to die.
Bullet sponge.
You got another, what was it, 95, 85 lads who are, they're just there. They're just soldiers. They're there. And you got 5 fucking good lads, really good lads. I'm not probably fucking up percentages. I'll leave you out. But then out of them good lads, you got one fucking warrior.
Yeah.
Out of every 100.
Yeah.
And that's how it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're probably not, I probably left you add another, you miss a guy. But that's, the sort of percentages you're looking at. You look at some people, you're like, fucking hell, you're an animal.
Yeah.
I remember when I first joined up, there's a lad, I'm not going to say any names and whatnot. He was a Lance Jack in my regiment, and he went off to 2-2 SAS. He absolutely battered that course. He's straight through. There's never, and nobody ever doubted him for a second. You're like, you wasted here, mate. Straight in, never heard from him again. Yeah, 2-2 SAS.
Yeah, right. It definitely happens.
Yeah. It's just some people who are fucking born for it.
Yeah, there was a mate of mine, again, I as well will not say his name because I believe he's still serving over there.
Yeah.
But he went through initially like direct entry commando selection through ours. You can do a direct entry course and got pulled off selection because he was only a small bloke. He was only like 5'6", 5'7", maybe 65 kilos ring and wet. Like there was nothing of him. And they pulled him out. They pulled him off medically, withdrew him. Just went, look, mate, this next phase, it's going to break you. You're just too small. Like your frame's not going to handle it and we don't want to fuck you up forever. So we're pulling you off. So they kicked him off, want to not go on an hour trip. Got back, smashed the snipers course, was going for selection again for 2 Commando in like February of 2012. Got appendicitis. His appendix exploded while he was doing a pack march. So I ended up in hospital and called up SFTC, the Special Forces Training Commander. Was like, look, I can't do. Like I just got out of surgery. I can't do selection in like 4 weeks. Yeah. And they're like, fuck, mate. That's all right. Put in for later in the year. We had another one in October or whatever, or maybe next year. And he went, nah. Reckon you can just give my application to SASR? Like their selection's in June, I'll just go for then. And they're like, yeah, I suppose so. Mate, I watched this guy stand up straight, like for the first time, maybe 3 months before selection, went through, beasted it. Yeah. Beasted it. Then I believe he got SOM on his Rio cycle, Soldier of Merit. Like he just an animal, mate. He'd go out on like the Friday night with everyone, get blind, get home at 3 a.m, and 7 o'clock he'd get up, you walk out, and he'd be doing sprints on the oval. Spewing on himself.
There's always people like that, innit? I just can't even wrap my fucking head around it.
Yeah.
They're just the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's never going to be me. Yeah, he's closing the door. That's all right. Yeah, grab your drink.
Where the fuck?
I don't know. It's your Gatorade, mate. You figure it out. Yeah, right. So at what point did you get into the film industry then?
So it's actually a funny story.
Yeah, tell me.
Back in 2017, so I had some mates back in Northern Ireland, and they wanted some really, really cool looking dogs. Because they've got the long hair, the big Viking beards. Like, yeah. I'm like, we want some really cool looking dogs. So you get these fucking Northern Inuits, which I think it's like the closest breed to wolf you can get before you start going fucking wolf.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolute beasts of animals. And this production company gets in touch and goes, "We love your dogs. Can we borrow them? Your little puppies? Train them up. They're gonna be great. We'll bring them back to you, and you can even be like extras in the show. They're the direwolves from Game of Thrones."
Get fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's 3 brothers called the Mahals.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Mahals.
Yeah.
They own the original direwolves of Game of Thrones.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah. So they got pulled in to be extras and all that, because they got the big beards and all that. They look like fucking Vikings and shit. So they did a few different roles within Game of Thrones. They got my brother involved. They filmed season 8 in Belfast. And obviously we're mixed race. Ain't a lot of us kicking around Northern Ireland and whatnot. And they're building the Unsullied army, which is all like, Mediterranean shaved head looking fucking dudes. So my brother gets pulled in. He's doing really well. He starts like doing a bit of like stand-in work for Grey Worm, which is one of the main cast.
Yeah.
He mentions my name to the casting fucking lot. So I get in touch with Game of Thrones. Next thing you know, I'm fucking there. I'm on set like, this is mega, this, mate. But yeah, I took it dead serious. I was on set. I wasn't there to fuck around like all the other extras and whatnot. Took it dead serious. I was like, man, I can see something going on here. Get yourself noticed. You get a bit of a rapport with the ADs and whatnot. Before you know it, you're just knocking out productions. So yeah, well, that was my first introduction to the film industry. Season 8, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, arguably the worst season. Is that a coincidence? Aaron joined and it went downhill. Who knows?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. It's well, I'll say nothing, mate. I didn't write the fucking script.
Yeah. I was just an extra.
Yeah.
What was that like? That like day one walking onto Game of Thrones, arguably one of the biggest TV series of all time.
So
what was that like?
So day one, we were actually filming episode 3, which was the Battle of Winterfell, and that was supposed to rival Helm's Deep. In the second Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
that's what they were going for. It was fucking night shoots for about 50 nights straight in the Northern Irish winter. Yeah. It was fucking horrendous.
Really?
Honestly, mate, you stood in Winterfell Castle. You're knocking the walls to see what's real and what's not. Every time they hit cut, all the soldiers stand around braziers like that, and it's like, are we still fucking acting? But people are genuinely fucked, mate. First day on set, I'm in the big line up the Unsullied line. We've got all the atmospherics going. The White Walkers are out there, and you can hear them all. You're like, what? This is actually fucking real. They do the big fucking charge, and they're like, right, cut, stunties to the front, extras to the back, as you do. We're going to do an actual clash. Me being mixed race, and we're all wearing helmets, and I didn't really know. I got left on the fucking front row, don't I? With all the stunties. I don't know what's going on, mate. I was like, 3, 2, 1, action. These fucking White Walkers. Next thing I know, mate, I'm on my back behind my fucking shield with some stunty going at it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Cut. This stunty looked at me and goes, "You're not stunts, are you?" I'm like, "No, mate, I'm fucking extra." He's like, "Oh, sorry, bro." Pulls me up, disappear into the back of the Unsullied, like, "Is this fucking for real?" Yeah, that was my first day on set, mate. I'm fucking head kicked in by stunties.
Oh, that is
in
cool.
Winterfell.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So 50 nights.
It was something stupid like that. I think it's one of the longest night shoots ever. It was fucking horrendous. It was, when you're doing those sort of shoots, you eat on set, you socialize on set. The only thing you do at home is briefly fucking sleep and shower. You're not even eating at home. You don't have time to go to the gym. You are just back. It's fucking relentless. But again, that's my introduction to the film industry. It's like, well, if you knock that out, you're good to go. So yeah, I loved it, mate. Honestly, people, if you're in there for a little while, people whinging and going, I would have done it for free, and I'll fucking do it again for free. I swear to God, mate.
I wouldn't put that out there. People are going to start expecting you to do shit for free
now. Yeah, I'm not fucking free. But yeah, it's mega, mate.
Yeah.
It's one of the best experiences ever. It's probably a running joke. I always talk about it. It's always something like, when I was doing Game of Thrones, you're always like, oh, he's got a dick to tell, Game of Thrones. But yeah, it means something to me. It's it's special to me, and it's
very cool.
Yeah, and I think it helped a lot with the transition from coming out, being in the army and whatnot, stepping onto a film set. You're like, finally, I fucking belong somewhere again. These are my people.
Yeah, it's very much like that. It's very very different.
Yeah,
but it is sort of similar in that everyone has, like, in the big cog of the military, and
Yeah.
the war you're fighting, whatever it is, everyone's got their little department, has their specific role to play, which is just a piece in the puzzle that all comes together to form the whole picture. And everyone, for the most part, there are definitely people who slip through the cracks who probably aren't as good as they should be, but everyone's earned their place there. It's a meritocracy to a degree, which is cool.
And the similarity to me are, you turn up in time with the right equipment at the right fucking place, and there's a clear structure, a rank structure, and we all have a goal. We know what the goal is at the end of the day. That is the military. That is the military. You take that sort of mentality, you bring it to the film industry. Oh, there you go. You're in the film industry.
Yeah, it's a cool transition. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, especially for what we do as well. Sort of bringing the whole firearms side into it. It's like, this is you
get to be a little bit cool for a day.
You get to play dress up again. I'm a real soldier.
Get to live out all the fantasies you didn't get to do in service. Yeah. Dude, that'd be unreal. I can't believe you're on Game of Thrones. That's blowing me away.
It was mental, mate. Yeah. And I did well in it. I took it dead serious to become like one of the main sort of Unsullied soldiers. Yeah. Then I did a bit of stand-in work for Grey Worm as well. Yeah. And doubled for him as well. So that's cool. Camera double. Yeah. So but it was really nice because my brother was on the same set doing the same job. So he was one of the main Unsullied. Yeah. And he stood in for Grey Worm and he got to double as, So it's like for two brothers to be doing that, and that was our first taste of the film industry. It was like, so it was a great experience to share with like your brother.
Yeah, it is funny too, because you do get it when you've been on sets. You get people who've been in the industry since they were 17 or 18, and they're over it. Yeah, and they're just like, oh, I want to do another 12-hour day. I want to do this. I think it really helps coming from the military, where you just have no choice. Yeah, and you work hard in the film industry, but there are days you work infinitely harder. Yeah. In the military, and you come to it and you're like, bro, I could do this for 16 hours a day every day. I don't like this is a cakewalk, mate. This is cruisy. We're having
for the money we're getting paid as well.
Yeah,
and then you're getting free food.
Yep.
Fuck's sake. Oh, people like I think the worst thing you can do is go straight into the film industry because you don't know what real life is like. You don't know what it's like to work for $25 a fucking hour. Yeah, you know what I mean. And after tax, I've got $800 this week. They don't know. Yeah. So it's like in the military as well. You go straight in as you're in this fucking bubble, and you don't know what the real world's like outside. Right, go to the outside, mate. Work your little job. So you come back, you'll be fucking screaming to get back in.
Yeah. That happens a lot too.
Yeah, so I've no time of people whinging, this shit. I said, well, fuck off then.
Yeah. Someone else wants your job, mate. Get out of here.
Yeah.
So what did you go to after that? That clearly sparked your interest in film.
Yeah, so after that, I took a little bit of time out because there wasn't much going on. It was, in Northern Ireland and whatnot. And then I think I had a little bit of a hiatus. And then I went into Bloodlands for BBC, film Bloodlands. So it's a sort of, a Northern Irish base. It's, what's his name? Someone Nesbitt. It's basically this cop on this whole detective fucking thing, and I did an extra again, but I was sort of doing firearms, and I think I sort of got a little bit noticed for doing that. Did really well, and then went on to Line of Duty season 6. I was doing one of the firearms operators again. Got noticed. People, I remember the costume designer come out to me and say, Aaron, does this patch go here or here? I was like, nah, that one goes there. So it's nice when people like you get recognized a little bit. And then the sort of the casting department was sort of onto me, which is called it like the extra department. That's the big agency back in. And one of the guys put me forward for Dungeons and Dragons. The Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. With Travis Fimmel in that. Was it Charlie Hunnam? I can't remember.
No, it wasn't. It was Michelle Rodriguez, Hugh Grant, and what do you call him?
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
Yeah.
So I did 2 days as an extra at the very first, the pre-shoot days, and then I spoke to the second AD in a costume dressing. He just happened to pop by. I'm like, do you need any ADs? I fancy get mine. He's like, what experience have you got? Like, well, I've been on set. I know I'm more on a film set, and I'm ex-military. I'm like, all right, give it a shot. And that was it, mate. I was behind the camera then, become an AD on Dungeons and Dragons. loved it. Really sort of lead into it. Don't know if I was the best AD in the world, but I showed enthusiasm. I turned up. I loved it. And when you're buying cameras, your network explodes. If you're people like you and all that, you're good to be around. Fuck, your network explodes. So that was it. Just started rolling from there. Really.
Yeah, it seems to be people behind the camera. They just they get in with like a clique of people and they just roll job to job, and they're like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do after this. I might take 3 weeks off, and they're like, literally the second to last day of this shit, I get a call and I'm on to something else for the next 6 months. Like, they're just flat out all the time. Yeah,
if people like you and you're in their team, you're laughing. I after Dungeons and Dragons, I think I was, a little bit of time after dies down, like fuck what next. Get a phone call that Aaron, come to London, mate. We need would film in Aquaman 2. Need an AD. Do you fancy? Fucking right, mate. On the next plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went over to London and I ended up in London for about 2 years then, just rolling through. I did a few more jobs as an AD. I was on Luther,
Yes. I love that
with
show.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
I was on the actual movie that went out on Netflix. Fucking great. Did it a few days AD. I was actually hating it though. We're doing the office scenes.
Yeah.
And all the girls there pretending off. It's like, shoot me now, mate. After coming off like Game of Thrones and all that shit, I'm there in the office. Oh yeah, right. You were here. I'll just shoot myself. And see some dude walking through, going like to get food on lunch break. I look down at his boots. He's got these fucking lower desert Afghan boots like that. No one fucking wears them unless you've been in them. Yeah. It's like, what do you do, mate? What's your story? He goes, ex fucking Roman Commando. Yeah. What are you doing here? He goes, I'm an armourer. Tell me more.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a bit of a chat. He's like, I said, listen, I'm ex-military. Obviously, I'm an AD and we're on film set. Your boss want anyone? He's like, fucking absolutely does. Got on that day, I was on the blower to his boss, which is a fella called Ben from FASTT, which is one of Europe's biggest fucking armories. Went in the next week, had a chat with him. The job was there. I was like, fucking right, I'll have this, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I stepped into the armory department from there. And in England, it's different, mate. It's a whole nother level. We're not doing all these gel blasts and shit. You're walking in, there's fucking thousands of guns in this place. And they're fucking real. There's some fake ones, but real. And we're going all the way back to muskets and shit like that. All the way to the latest generations of, pistols, fucking assault rifles. Mate, honestly, you can walk around with your cock out just wanking all day.
That's cool.
It's so fucking cool. There's even a fucking minigun, mate. The minigun, it works. And you're going through, you're picking up pistols, and like someone goes, "Oh yeah, they're Stallone's from Expendables." All right, cool. You pick up the next one. Oh, that's the Rhino fucking revolver. The Rock had that in Hobson Shaw. That's his. You go upstairs to like the museum room. You're picking up a gladiator sword. Oh yeah, that's Russell Crowe's gladiator. You what?
Unreal.
It's fucking mental, mate. I've never seen anything like it. For the few people that have ever stepped foot in FASTT, and you're that way inclined, it's better than a fucking museum, mate. Honestly,
that is epic.
Yeah, getting to work there, and in England they're not doing gel blasters like that. We'll have full blank. So I remember going up to Manchester with Disney Plus. We were fucking shooting the streets up, mate. Full blank assault rifles. Yeah, just close the end of the road. Don't worry about it. Fucking people tooled up, mate, going for it. And that's the sort of the film sets I'm used to. And he's coming to Australia now. It's like, nah, gel blaster. Is it stripped down? So a bit of disillusion with the armory here.
Yeah. I think they need a little bit of shake up. I don't want to talk too much shit about the armors because there's some good armorers out there. But there's some guys out there that you just like I remember doing a day on a series that shot here, and I played a sniper for the day. And he's telling me all these worries about working with cops and kicking in doors and shooting fucking drug dealers with shotguns, and like I'm in my head just going, yeah, shut up. Like it's bullshit. You're bullshit.
You always
like whatever.
You always get those armorers, don't you? It's like the quiet sort of the younger lads, the younger generation, who are like, no, you're just fucking professional. And you get the old sweats, and the fucking stories are telling you about how he shot down a fucking an aircraft in the Falklands War with a sniper rifle. Shut up, mate. Like even the costume department and makeup girls know you're fucking lying. Yeah. You're fooling nobody with your war stories. Yeah. So these old sort of some of the old greased up armorers. Yeah. And they've got a knife fetish. They're that's all they've never actually served, but they're talking about all the tactics or something the other. Yeah. Is that right? There's some, again, there is I agree, there's some older, some good dudes out there, and But some of them, you just like, fucking hell.
Well, he gave me all these worries for like 3 hours, and it finally came to we were getting to the scene I was going to be in. He's like, "Oh yeah, we'll go get your rifle." I was like, "Yeah, sweet." He pulls it out and he like hands it to me, and I just looked at it. And I was like, "Are you legit?" And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Mate, the sight's on backwards." He's like, "It's not." I'm like, "Mate, I'm fucking telling you. You look through that now and tell me it's not backwards." And suddenly he's backpedaling. Oh, it's not mine. I borrowed it off a mate.
Yeah.
Right, mate. No worries. Thanks for the cool stories. I'm just gonna fix this and I'll go and do my shoot. Like,
yeah, you step on set sometimes, and you end up fucking running some of the stuff. You're like, all right, then cool. I'll step into the role. Get paid buttons anyway.
Yeah.
Well, film industry buttons.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. I'll step up. But yeah, there's some good armors out there. It's really, I think I would rate Scott Warwick from down Melbourne. He's a proper armorer.
Yeah, I haven't dealt with him, so
yeah, he's serious. He's not just theatrical weapons. He's a weapons manufacturer as well. So
yeah,
they're
right.
putting out like M4s and shit, the real stuff.
Yeah.
You know, very fucking professional setup. You don't get all the old war stories. You get just fucking professional boys, and they're sort of expanding, which is cool to see. So yeah, I think there's good things happening with the armory in the film industry in Australia, but it's a long time coming, and we need to get the trust back of the people that don't know anything about weapons.
Yeah,
it's like, fuck's sake, just trust us.
Yeah. Was it? I read a quote today. I think it was from Quentin Tarantino was talking about it, and he's like, "Mate, in the history of film, like we've always used real weapons and with blanks, and we've fired millions of rounds, and in that period of time, we've had 2 incidents."
Yeah,
he's like, "That's pretty. They're horrible incidents. It sucks that they've happened, but that's pretty good fucking odds. Out of all the millions of rounds we fired, only 2 people have been injured."
Well, that company I worked for back in the UK, FASTT, I think it's maybe about 105 years old now. The fucking 105. They never killed anyone in 105 years.
Yeah.
How many people die from fucking riggers dropping scaffold on people on film sets? Or, the LX department fucking drop a light. You can die in a film set. Yeah. It's fucking, it's a
like
thing.
any other workplace.
It's a thing. But the chance of armory killing you got more chance of dying from fucking makeup department.
Yeah, an allergic reaction.
Yeah, you've got literally the makeup department will probably kill you before the armory team will. But for some reason, it's a weapon. Everyone shits himself.
Yeah,
it's just lack of education.
It is. It's just the fear of the unknown, and they'll get there. We're growing here in Australia. It's a fledgling sort of.
Yeah,
it's not quite. I wouldn't say it's fledgling. Actually, it's probably an incorrect miscategorization. Miscategorization.
Yeah.
I think I fucked that word up again. My point being,
subtitle.
yeah. Somewhere at home is just like this idiot.
Yeah, but no captions on this.
Yeah. No, but it is growing. It's growing. It's good. But
it's picking up momentum in it. It feels like the Australian film industry was there, and you get a really big one every few years.
Yeah,
but now there's sort of like people are sort of going, "Oh, Australia's
yeah."
So you're picking up momentum now.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
Yeah, and even like my friends back in London, the momentum has dropped off. Off the back of the strike, the writer's strike, it never got back on its feet. It's still not. There's people. One of the girls was talking to costume department. Fuck me, she's working in Tesco's, which is like Woolies.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Yeah. It's people are scratching around for fucking jobs back in the UK, and it like London was. 1 minute you're on DC, next you're doing Marvel. The next you're doing something fucking massive for Warner Bros. It was big one after big one after big one. And now it's just like people are scratching around for work. So, but Australia, everyone there, you can't, every time you look at a department, do anyone wants a job, if you want to get in the industry, now's the time, and Australia's the place.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I know Canada's massive. That's obviously why I'm going.
Yeah.
But they're like on a lag at the moment. They're like filming stuff now that they were supposed to be filming like 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
Like they've got such a backlog of content that they need to get out.
Yeah.
Everything's starting to slowly pick up.
And when it does, once that momentum picks up, people are going to be laughing, mate.
Yeah.
You're going to be on that 5-year roll, job after job, the good times.
Yeah.
People will be living like fucking Pablo Escobar over there. you know what it's like, innit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everybody, the high life, mate. Everyone be buying the fucking boats and shit like that. Yeah. Everyone's got a brand new Mustang.
I've heard the money in Canada is real good if you can get into it. Yeah. It's just about getting into it. And that's the hard thing. Yeah. So where did F-Boy Island
Oh
come
yeah.
along, let's get it. 'Cause there's some ladies out there that want to know.
Yeah. So yeah,
What was the process for that? How did you what made you apply?
I actually didn't apply. I don't know how much I can actually say about it, but I obviously been in the industry and whatnot. I know some of the producers, and one of them just hit me up on Instagram. Same, a lot of guys get hit up on Instagram.
Yeah, I've been up.
And but they knew me personally and went, Aaron, you'd be fucking perfect. You know, you got the British accent, you got the tattoos, you know, you go to the gym, bit cheeky. No one will know if you're a football, you're a nice guy. Like you're just right there. You just fancy giving it a bash. I was like a bit hesitant. If they had asked me 6 months ago, I'd be like, fuck off, mate. I'm never doing that shit. But I'm at, you know, why can't hurt really. So yeah, I just sort of went into it. I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't even watch the show before I went on it, which probably, if I had I probably wouldn't have done it. So I was like, nah, so I went in completely blind and just leaned into it. So yeah, it's not really me. It's not my vibe, as you know. You know, I'm a bit more of a serious guy. I don't like to be sort of exposed sort of like that. But you know, fuck, it is what it is. A bit of a laugh in it. We'll all be dead one day. No one remember.
Yeah. What's the casting process like for it once they ask you on it? I assume you have to go through some sort of process.
Yeah, see, obviously they go, are you available these days? Yes or no? Yeah, and then it's fucking quick, mate. Honestly, it's like less than a month. But they want to know your whole fucking sexual health history because you know there's opportunities on the show to maybe get intimate. It's for cast and crew's fucking safety. You know, so you got to be fucking clean, mate. So they go in, they want to know everything, your blood work, the whole.
So how'd you get in?
The whole fuck, I don't know, mate. I'm gonna give the doctor a reach around, and Photoshop. But yeah, no, they're strict on it. So you got to give all your sexual health history to them. Doesn't get passed around the whole crew, but you know they need to know people. Like, okay, then you got to do criminal check. They're going into it to make sure you know there's no fucking serious stuff like that. Like everyone's got a conviction here and there. You know, I've done drink driving in 2010, but they want to know anything actual serious. So you got to be you got to have no skeletons in the closet. You got to be clean. And then once all that sort of comes through, then you just go through the whole insurance, all that sort of shit, and you know the whole process really. But it comes fast, mate. It comes fast. You're doing a few interviews with the producers, and they really want to get to know you, and they're digging into your nitty gritty. They want to get some real feel for you. So you know how reality TV producers, I'll say this, mate. There's a special place in hell reserved for them cunts. There really is. Like the way they talk to you, they make you feel so comfortable. Yeah. And you're just verbal diarrhea, everything out. And you're and then you're like, oh shit, shouldn't have said that. Yeah. That's gonna come back to get me. So yeah, I think everyone was like fucking on eggshells, mate. Like you don't know what's coming back because they just finesse you. Yeah. You know. like LA fucking prostitutes. They just finesse the shit out of you. You just have I just been tricked?
Wow, that is unreal. Cause they get real deep into everything.
Yeah, you find they just. I think they must be coached on it or some sort of fucking training. You just find yourself opening up. A lot of time they're talking to you, especially like the girls are really good at it because you know they're talking to you dead nicely. I go, oh yeah, we'll have a little chat, and then you got you click back and go, no, this girl don't actually give a fuck how my day's gone. No. I've just give up my dirty fucking dark secrets. Yeah. So yeah, it becomes a bit of a psychologically draining because you don't actually know who actually cares about you after a while. Yeah. You know, it's the days rolling on and on and on. You always keeping this fucking face up. People always having these in-depth conversations with you. And you're like, does anyone? Is this real? Are we friends or is this just juice? You know, so you never really know where you stand when you're on reality TV. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't do it again. I'll say this now. It's probably come back to bite me. I wouldn't do a dating show again. Yeah. That's not me. I think for me, dating is a very personal thing anyway. But because FY Island's a bit of a comedy, it's it's a bit of a laugh at the lads. It's a sort of feminist show, a bit of banter. I'll probably do reality TV, maybe like Survivor or something like that. Or, something, something a different category. But as for dating, I don't think I'll do that again. Yeah.
What were the girls like on the show? Like, how much do you actually spend interacting with them?
Next to no time.
Yeah, right.
Because the way the show set up, I don't even know the premise of it. I think it's 24 guys and 3 girls.
Mm.
Half of you are fuckboys, the other half of you are nice guys. You're not allowed to tell anyone your real status, right? That is the rule one of the show. So but everyone says, I'm a nice guy. Obviously, yeah, I'm a nice guy. So the girls have got to try and end up with a nice guy, to find love or whatever it is. And they get to share 50 grand. Each one of the girls gets to pick a guy. So if you pick a nice guy, you both share that 50 grand and you can something comes of it. But if you manage to finesse your way in and it turns out you're a footboy, you take the 50, mate, and shaft her.
Oh.
Bye, Felicia.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So the girls are always on edge. But there's a fucking power dynamic there. You got 3 girls and 24 lads. And your whole fucking existence on the show is in the palm of their hands.
Yeah. So,
the fucking egos, they're running high. They're nice girls and all that. But there's a fucking massive power trip going on.
Yeah.
And you get it. You get it. I was in a weird situation though, because when I went on the show, when the girls getting introduced, I saw the second girl walking down the beach, and I just see this black chick. There's not many black chicks in Australia. Like, bro, what's her name again? And he goes, oh, that's it. I think it's Crystal. I was like, oh, fuck. I fucking knew her, mate. I was like, oh, shit, here we go. There's 33% of my competition just walked out the fucking door there. So we're like, all right, mate, you're all right. So yeah, but it actually worked out quite well because I didn't, I'd say I didn't really fancy any of the girls or anything, but I found them all, they're quite nice.
Yeah.
So me and Crystal sort of had a bit of a chat on the show. It becomes a bit of a storyline. And I think Crystal might have said to the other girls, like, Aaron's actually a decent guy on the outside. Don't know what he is in here, but he's decent on the outside. So the girls didn't fuck around with me too much. All the other guys were getting fucking grilled, they're getting pulled up for eliminations and all. I'm having a jolly, mate.
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, Crystal, I'll look out for you, mate. Which I did, properly. I actually, went on my way to sort of look after her, make sure the other guys weren't fucking around.
Yeah.
But I got to have a bit of fucking jolly out of it without having to put too much skin into the competition. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah. So, and it was nice, not having to fucking manipulate anyone to be on the show.
Yeah.
Not having to lie to girls and all that. Yeah. It's going out to millions of people. You don't look like a bit dickhead like that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. What are the other guys like?
For the most part, we got on with everyone. Like, for the most, there's a few people, and the cracks start shut after a while. You're like, this is reality TV now. I can see some fucking lunatics here. But for the most part, they're decent guys. Some of the guys got a good edit. Some of the guys, it's only episode 4's out now, so some of the guys have had a good edit so far. Some of the guys have had a bad edit, but some of the guys have had a bad edit are actually good guys. You know what I mean? Nice guys. But now that it's all over, it's months later, and all the guys are we're friends or we're not friends, not whatnot. You sort of see, you're like, something fucking wrong with everybody here. It's like everyone's got a little bit of baggage. Something's not quite right with most of the guys. I feel like they're who are fucking sound. But I'm not going into people's personal lives, but everyone's got a little bit of baggage, and you're like, fucking hell, I see why we're all on this fucking island together. There's not a load of fucking lawyers and solicitors and heart surgeons.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking idiots, but but I guess I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So we'll be idiots together. But but there's some fucking top blokes on that island. Yeah. That's out of all of it, what I took away was actual friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. What was the living situation like? Or where are they putting you up?
Remember the military?
Yeah. Same.
So we're in this villa. I can't say where it is.
Yeah, that's fine.
And whatnot.
Yeah.
I won't even say if it's even in Australia, if we got flown out anywhere. But you're in a nice big villa. Bunk bed situation, mate. Like 8 of you in a room, you just met. It's pretty much that.
Yeah,
you're all
right.
sharing one fucking toilet, all that. So yeah, my bunk was neat and tidy.
Yeah.
You got some boys, mate, and they're like lost boys.
Yep.
Yeah. Welcome back to Neverland.
Oh mate,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Dirty bastards, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm a bit older now. I'm 36.
Yeah.
Don't have time for it, mate.
Yeah,
Don't have time for it. Yeah.
That'd do my head in.
Scrubbing fucking shit stains off the toilet.
Oh.
Like, why are my feet sticking to the shower? Someone had a wank here. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you don't have an STD going in the show, you fucking have one coming out of it.
Yeah.
That's without going near the girls.
Oh, fucking hell.
So, yeah.
And I imagine the girls were looked after and
they
in
had
their own.
They had their own villa, and we weren't allowed anywhere near it. Didn't know where it was. And the only time we could even mingle with the girls is when we're coming for like a mixer or be like a group date. It was very, very, very controlled. So everyone had a limited supervised period of time with them. So it's helped with like, so no one could get too close at any point and like spill the beans and shit like that. So, yeah.
That's so interesting how they run it all.
Yeah. It's funny though, because everyone's like, oh, so it's reality TV, it's scripted. It's not. None of it was scripted. It's all like real, you know, what you saw. The only thing is, when you're on TV, as you know, you beef up you amp yourself up a little bit. So you're a bit more extra than what you really are. You find yourself talking certain ways, like, you know, you have a conversation with girls, you're like, yeah, so I feel like, you know, like, it's just like, who the fuck says, so I feel like, just like, he's a dickhead. That's how you talk in real life. But you're like, yeah, so I feel like this guy maybe, right, you start going into this sort of, but yeah.
I think when people say it's scripted, it's more, they're not so much talking about like, here's your lines for the day. Remember this when you talk to her. It's more that about those questions and answers with the producers, and them they have like a character picked out for how you're going to go and your story arc over the real show, and they try and massage you into saying things that they can fit that narrative.
They know what they want you to say. But you know, if you say it, it's fucking great for them. But if you don't say it, it's like, well, you know, what do you think of this? Well, how about we have a little chat about this? And then they sort of let you just go on a tangent. Sometimes it can be a bit, but you know, what about this words and these words? But at a certain line, you got to go, you know, you're going to play the game or you're not. Sometimes you got to go, not saying that. That's actually my mate, not saying that. But because you know it's going to come back to bite you.
100%.
So you got to tread that line with your own morality. We all want the airtime, or do you want the money? Do you want love? So you got to tread that line. You know, but not give them too much to the point where you're saying shit and doing shit that aren't you, and it goes against who you are. So you tread that line all the time.
How did you find doing that? Was it difficult?
Not really, mate. As you get older and all, you know who you are and stuff like that. So at a certain point, like, I give them a little bit of juice here and there. If you ever watch the show, you'll see, like, fuck, yeah, all right. But no, after a certain point, like, I'm not fucking saying that, mate. I don't really care. All right, I'll go out in the next elimination. So yeah, I think a lot of the guys, well, when they get roped into it, they forget that there's more to life. They're gonna have to get jobs after this. They've got to have girlfriends after this. What they do and say on that show will probably haunt them for fucking ever. But a lot of them, they get completely lost in it because, you know, your phone's taken off you. You know, have no contact with the outside world. This is your world. So you forget there's a world outside it. So they get fucking massaged right into it. So you got to, you know, keep your feet on the ground a little bit and just remember everything you say is out there forever.
It's recorded.
Yeah. It's evidence, mate. It kind of will be used against you in court of law.
Like the podcast. This is what either builds my career or fucking cancels it. So we'll see how we go.
We'll go down police station now, mate. Well, for the fingerprints. Waiting for podcast.
Fucking hell, man. So what's like next on the cards for you now? Like, what was your sort of hope going into that show? What were you sort of aiming for?
I don't know, just the experience, if anything, mate. I'm a bit of a life living. Like, fuck it, why not? What's next? Yeah, a little bit of exposure and whatnot. It's been fun. But yeah, it's just another little adventure, mate. Another little chapter. So the chapter's sort of short now. Well, it's not really short. You know, the film is, the show's airing at the moment. You know, a bit of momentum's building and stuff like that. But for me, once that's over, it's just another production. It's like, well, what's next? You know. But for some of the guys on it, that is it's gonna be the highlight of their life. That. But you know, as you know, it's just right. Production's next. Who needs me? Where we're going?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just an adventure, mate. That's all it is.
Yeah, right. Just trying to keep track of time. I know you got to get out of
here.
No,
yeah, that's right, mate.
Yeah. So I think I read in your bio you sent over. You had some struggles when you were a bit younger.
Yeah. People, I don't know, a lot of people probably won't think it, but I've had a fucking turbulent upbringing, mate. Proper turbulent. Born in Manchester. Got a little sister, got a younger brother, so I was the oldest. Mum's white, dad's from Jamaica. Mum and dad were never together, he's never on the scene. I think in 1999, my father disappeared off the face of the earth. Like a fucking alien took him, mate. It's bizarre, but he can't be found. You know, when like I think even we got Salvation Army involved to try and find what fucking happened to him, mate. Who rang all his old work. The records are gone. There's nothing. He didn't exist. He's not on fucking social media. He can't be found. And it's like fucking aliens took him. It's the most bizarre thing. But to me, it's like, you know, if you don't want to be found, you're not going to be found. You know what I mean? So he's never in my life anyway. So it's not a big thing to me. But for other people listening to this, it sounds fucking bizarre. How does somebody vanish off the face of the earth without a fucking trace? Can't even find his family. It's fucking weird, mate. So yeah, that sort of happened in 1999 when I was about 12. Well, I was living in Northern Ireland at the time. I was probably the first fucking mixed race black guy there. And Northern Ireland is a prejudiced fucking place. It's a beautiful place, got beautiful people. The people there are good, inherently good, from both sides, Catholic and Protestant. But fuck me, prejudice runs deep in the blood there. And it fucking has for 400 years of fucking, you know, the war that's going on. So I felt it, mate. Fucking felt it. You know, I've been at the receiving end of white people. Not bitter against it, as you know. If you pick up the phone to me, you know, I sound like a fucking white person. I am. You know, that's my culture.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been at the fucking receiving end of Northern Ireland. Yeah. So it's pretty tough growing up there.
Yeah. What kind of receiving end? Like what kind of
just fucking racism, mate. And you know, going over there as a little mixed race English kid with an English accent with a white mum and no dad.
Yeah.
You know, you're going over to like as in a Catholic area where you know religion runs fucking deep. So imagine how that looks.
Yeah.
You know, they're against the Brits and the fucking English anyway. This little fucking black mixed race kid with an English accent went down like a lead balloon, mate. I remember my mum tried to get us into primary school. They wouldn't even let us in the school because we're black. Like, no.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God, couldn't get into one of the primary schools. We had to go to another one, little one called Caliph. Nice little school. Really got on well with the headmaster and all that. You know, sort of welcomed into the community a bit more. But yeah, honestly, the first primary school we went to, like the kids' school, I was 8 years old to move there. Couldn't get in, mate. Oh no, I have no room. Everyone else got in, but everyone was like, yeah, it's because of fucking Negroes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it's racism is alive and well, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so like it's tragic, but it's also very interesting that it even exists in today's like it's 2024, mate. Like what are we doing?
Well, is it surprising, mate? People don't even know what fucking gender they are.
True. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Fair. Yeah. It's a crazy time.
Yeah. It was, you know, we sort of got smart, didn't we? Towards like the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Back to the fucking Stone Age again now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the whole gay community fucking made some really good movements and shit. You know, they got everyone accepted them. Yeah. You know, and then I've got all the rest of the shit that's coming. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not really that surprising. You know, racism's still kicking around, and you got to look at the state of the UK now and shit. Fuck racism. Fucking
it's proper blowing up over there now.
Yeah,
they're having real dramas.
Yeah.
Big protests and violent protests. It's cooking off. I don't even know what half of the issues are about over there. They're just
in the UK they've let every fucker in. It's like, oh, you know, are you a paedophile? Sweep that under the carpet. Did you kill your ex-wife? Sweep it on the carpet. You got loads of fucking, you know, young white girls getting fucking groomed by, you know, like Pakistani fucking grooming gangs and shit. I was like, oh no, sweep it on the carpet. You know, equality, you know, diversity, you know. Yeah, there's no fucking, you know, the British people at the receiving end of a fucking invasion. Yeah. And I'll say it how it is. That's what it is. We've been invaded, mate. Yeah. And the government is letting it happen. I don't know what the big agenda is, but it's fucking lunacy.
It's such a complex and complicated issue too, because there are genuinely people who need help and they need asylum and they need to get out of those places. And wanting to help them is a great thing. That's awesome. You know, we've got a better place to live. Absolutely, they should be able to come here. But there are also plenty of people who see that and can exploit that weakness and exploit the soft heart and sneak in with ill intentions. Yeah. And that's the problem is if you just open the floodgates, all of the people who do have the ill intentions come in under the guise of that bleeding heart that you need. Also, so if you don't have strict immigration laws and processes to vet people so that we are getting the right people who really do need a helping hand and they are good people and want to do good and contribute and assimilate and all of that. If you don't have that, then you just open the floodgates, and then you do end up with a situation like
Yeah,
the
100%.
UK.
Like I can't say nothing. You know, look at my skin. I am the offspring of fucking immigrants,
Mm.
but I'm a Britishman. You know what I mean? I serve my country. I love I am British. It's not about your skin color and all that. You know, and you look. You know when you go to war, what do you leave behind? Your fucking wife and kids. You don't bring them to. So you look at all these people coming to the country. Where's all the women and children? That's a fucking invasion, mate. The only time a man leaves his wife and children is to go to war. Isn't it? That's why we've got a million fucking men crossing the border with no wife and kids.
Fighting age males.
Yeah, funny old thing, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, we can't talk about that because inclusion, diversity. Oh, fuck off, mate. Yeah.
I'm gonna let the brown guy say that because I'm not getting cancelled.
Yeah. Innit?
But yeah.
Say it, call it what it is, mate. Yeah.
It's
fucking invasion, mate. It's an invasion. It's not about your skin color and all that. But
yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It blows my mind that people go somewhere and want to turn in where they're going to where they've come from.
Yeah.
Like I'm all for bringing your tradition and stuff, and it's cool to learn about other people's cultures and the way that they do things differently. And there may be, benefits to that we could, bring over here and incorporate into how we live. But there's also other stuff you're like, you left that place for a reason.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't good.
Yeah.
And it's because of all of these other things that it wasn't that good. And that's why you came here. So why are you trying to bring the bad stuff from there and bring it to here?
I can't wrap my head around it. You know, I saw a picture the other day from Iran back in the 70s. There's women walking around wearing fucking blouses, skirts, holiday resorts and shit like that. They're all in offices working and stuff. The next thing you know, it's not like that anymore. So what the fuck happened? Like, what happened?
Yeah. Afghanistan was like the height of fashion back in the 60s.
Yeah.
They were like, it was like Milan, from what I was told.
I know it was a holiday resort. It's a Middle Eastern holiday resort.
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful. Skiing and shit like that. Like, what happened?
Yeah. I mean, it's a gorgeous country. It is absolutely stunning.
Yeah. So, I don't know, mate. It's not even like it's always been that way. Something's happened around about the 70s and the 80s and stuff like that. That whole part of the world is just fucking imploded.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. And what do you do? Like you can't reverse it.
Yeah.
Because if you do, and the problem is people they get too emotional about it, too emotionally attached, where they can't have just an open, like we're doing now. We're just having it's just a discussion. There's no hate. There's no, we don't want ill for people left, right, or left or right. We're just objectively observing what's happening and just discussing it. But you can't, the second you bring it up, especially if you look like me as a white guy, you're just labeled a racist. You're like, I'm not being racist. I'm just trying to have, how do we find the real, sort of crux of the issue if we can't talk about it at all? If the second you bring it up, you become some fascist racist, which you're not. You're just trying to discuss an issue and find out what the core issue is and how we can solve it so that everyone gets along and everyone, has a good quality of life. That's what we're after at the end of the day.
That's part of the problem in this day and age, isn't it? Freedom of speech is gone. You're not allowed freedom of speech.
Yeah.
If you say the wrong thing, it's a hate crime. It's a crime against the government. And people are getting fucking prison terms in England now. Facebook posts.
I've seen that.
You can actually, people are getting less time for rapes.
It's crazy.
It's mental, mate.
It is.
That's control, mate.
Future.
Yeah. You can't even talk now. You can't even have an opinion that doesn't align with the government. You'll go to prison.
Yeah.
The fuck's that about?
Absolutely cooked.
Yeah.
Right. So how long were you living in Northern Ireland?
So that was a random tangent.
Yeah. That's what I like though. I like that. Honestly, that's one of my favorite things about doing this podcast is the fact that like I don't prep questions at all.
Yeah.
I get you sent through a bio. So I've got a bit of an idea about you and your life and it helps me with my episode description. But it's not an interview. You know what I mean? It's a conversation that we can just go on a tangent and I don't mind. It's interesting to me.
Yeah.
So we're having a good conversation and hopefully people, watching at home enjoy it. But if they don't, fucking don't listen. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Next.
Yeah, exactly. There's another podcast out there for you. That's an interview. I like the tangents. But back to you.
That's another tangent.
Yeah.
So I moved there when I was 8 and I sort of grew up there and, become part of the community. Around about 19, I joined the Royal Marine Commandos. I was in there, got to about week 15, 16, 17, something like that. got a fucking bit of a knee injury and all that. And I was like, but I fucking don't even want to be here anyway, to be honest with you. So come out, did 2 years of college, did adventure sports and whatnot in England. I didn't want to go back to Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, actually, I feel better in England now. Did that, and then it was random. I was packing so much things into this time while I was at college. I was saving through the summers when I wasn't at college. I was flying out to Bulgaria and being a rep in fucking sunny beach, Bulgaria.
A rep? What's a rep?
So like PR, selling people fucking tickets for fucking boat parties and shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was doing that in the summers, getting fucking wasted, and going back and doing college in the for the rest of the season, and did that for 2 years before I went back into military full time.
Yeah.
But yeah, during that time while I was at college, I think like my first month or something, I think my grandmother passed away, which was a fucking kick in the head because like my grandmother basically raised me. Because my mum had a lot of fucking mental health issues and didn't have a dad around, so we couldn't really. It's either that or foster care or something. So my grandparents actually raised me. So yeah, first year of college, she passed away of cancer. So that was a bit of a kick in the fucking teeth.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. That sucks.
It is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's one of them things. Yeah, life goes on for the rest of us. Crack on. So yeah, did that. I had a really good couple of years actually. There, they sort of, I felt like the first time I was sort of finding out who I was as a person. As you sort of becoming a man and whatnot. You sort of, that's where you put your foundations down as your personality and who you are. So yeah, it's interesting, mate.
What were you studying at college?
Adventure sports.
Oh, it was this course.
Yeah,
Oh,
adventure sports, mate. So it's a fucking easy course. I was there for the piss up, mate, and the girls, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I happened to get a qualification out of it. So yeah, it's I think it's a couple of days of practical. We're going out canoeing, kayaking, rock climbing, hiking, navigating, all that sort of shit. And you're doing a bit of coursework.
It sounds like the greatest course ever.
When you could be asked to turn up, which I fucking didn't, mate.
Yeah.
I just used to turn up, hear the course brief. I say, there you go, boss. See you in a month. Just going out getting lit.
What was the aim in that? Like, what were you trying to do with that?
I was just there for just kill a bit of time and do something productive while I was just figuring out who the fuck I was and what I was doing. Yeah. I felt a little bit lost, coming out of the Royal Marines and shit. I was like, oh, that didn't work. So it was a way for me to just have a bit of fucking fun, enjoying my youth, but at the same time, actually, gaining something. It's not a complete waste of time. But yeah, I kicked the arse out of it, mate. Really did. And between that and working in Bulgaria, fucking loose. And that was before the days of camera phones.
Yeah,
there was no evidence.
Oh,
shit that was going down in that country, mate. Is you can't tell some people, especially some men, because they sleep with 5 people in the whole fucking life. So the stories, they go, "You're a liar. That doesn't happen." No, it just doesn't happen in your world, mate. It was fucking mental out there in a good way. Yeah.
Bulgaria. What's Bulgaria like?
Bulgaria, it's a weird country. It's fucking beautiful. The people are great. It's quite backwards and whatnot in some places, but they're coming along now, especially now. But back then it was just shit used to go down, mate. You go into some of the old mafia nightclubs, there'd be a fucking sign: no knives, no guns, no hand grenades. Who the fuck's brought a hand grenade? Like you fucking joke. I get the guns and stuff. But who the fuck's brought a fucking frag?
That's the thing you forget. I think a lot of people forget that too. If there's a sign that says "Do not bring X, Y, or Z," that's because somebody brought that.
Yeah.
At some point, that was never a rule because everyone just didn't, and then someone did. Someone walked in with a hand grenade. And they went, no, take that out.
So we won't be fighting the bouncers tonight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Holy shit.
It was mental, mate. The women out there are beautiful. They are they're beautiful. It's sort of not Slavic, but it's sort of annexed, but to do Russia and stuff like that. But they always look Mediterranean. So they got the beautiful olive skin and all that. But they've got like they speak Bulgarian, it's their own language. They've got their own Cyrillic alphabet and stuff like that. So Bulgaria's its own thing.
Yeah, right.
Completely. In Eastern Europe. Beautiful country, mate. Really good. Some of the best years of my life spent out there. I had family that did it as well. They were all like worked for the bars, built up some of the nightclubs and stuff like that. So for me, it's a bit of nepotism going out there.
Yeah.
Just I look back, mate, and I could cry honestly because it feels like yesterday I was on that beach, mate.
Yeah.
21 years old, top off, drinking an old Kamenitz of beer.
Yeah.
Some fucking nice, 22-year-old fucking Swedish burnt under your arm. You're like, oh, all right.
What has my life become?
It's Monday tomorrow.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it was
Sounds
good.
like an experience.
It was really good. Yeah. So I managed to actually move my way up from just being like a piano rep up to being like an assistant manager of some of the nightclubs and shit like that. And we had the security in the nightclubs, and the security we used to hire, there were two different types. So we had the Bulgarian, we call them the village boys, because we used to get them from the fucking villages of Bulgaria, and they're just the hardest fuckers you've ever met, mate. They all belong in the UFC. They don't know anything except fucking drinking rakia and punching cunts.
That's it.
The nicest guys ever, but you don't fucking fight with Bulgarians. So we used to have a load of these guys like as our security, like we're punching tonight, Shamani. And we used to have like secret police as well. So they were off duty special operations policing up the fucking balaclava crew who go slotting terrorists.
Yeah.
We used to bring them in as well to do like extra fucking security shifts.
Yeah.
So you're like, what's in the bum bag, mate? Yeah. They're fucking tooled up in the club. It's like, we're not shooting people. Like, just fucking escort them out.
Nah, they're just ready.
Yeah. So it was everyone like carrying koshes, knuckle dusters, pepper spray. And it's like, you're just waiting for a Serbian or Russian to fucking boot off. And it's fucking
Game
mental,
on.
mate. Yeah. Absolute madness. So between the girls and knuckle duster fights, it's like, fucking, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds like just an adventure.
It's mental, mate.
Yeah.
Crazy. And I feel so sorry for some of the guys that come after sort of 2008, 9, 10, 11. It sort of died off. But that was the heyday. We had Channel 4 actually come out to film us. It got so out of hand. It got to the point where we're doing, like a bar crawl. You bring the people around all the bars. On a normal bar crawl, you got 30, 40 people. We had 600, mate.
Holy shit.
We had 600. I'm not joking, mate. The fucking 600 people back in 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
They got to the point where we're splitting it. It turned into a military operation with people in uniform. We had the fucking flag bearers at the front. We had a runner. We had the sweepers at the back. We had the people in the middle, fucking bunching crowds up. It was fucking mental, mate. It got to the point where the fucking the council, like the government, stepped in and went, "He's running amok here, guys. 600. This is a fucking riot, mate. It's not a party.
Yeah.
It was, but we weren't the only bar doing it.
Yeah.
So on any one night, you'd have fucking 2,000 people from all nationalities ripping it, mate, through the resort. Shit would go down. You'd just see people getting gangbanged in the bar, and it'd be, it's Tuesday. Can I get your cock off the bar, mate? I'm trying to get tequila. You know what I mean? It got
shit.
that out of hand where he's totally desensitized to fucking everything.
Yeah.
And then again, you can't tell people that that wouldn't happen. No, just not to you, mate. But we fucking went to Bulgaria in 2008, 9, 10. Even before that, it fucking happened on a Tuesday morning. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Fuck me. Sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I'm very conscious of the fact that you need to get out of here.
That's right. Maybe we got a bit of time yet.
A little bit of time. Well, I've got a couple of questions I'll hit you with, and we'll sort of wrap it up and get you out of here so you can get down and get your mates. More immigrants coming in.
Oh, fucking hell. Geezers with visas.
I've not heard that before. That's good.
Geezer with a visa.
Yeah. So what's something that you haven't already told us that you really struggled with over your life? It could be anything. Something you've struggled with, and how did you get through it? Or how did you overcome it?
Tough one. I don't know. I always, thought that I didn't really struggle with anything. But, you get a bit older and you let your guard down a bit. Like, probably do. I don't know. Maybe it's it. I'm probably still working through it, but probably abandonment issues. I reckon, from not, my dad just fucking disappearing like that. My mum was sort of taken away because she was fucking mentally ill. Cancer took my fucking grandparents who raised me. So I feel like I've always sort of been left by people in my life. And it's sort of, I don't know, maybe it's probably had an impact on me with relationships as well. I'm a perpetual fucking bachelor. And it's like, it's all fun and games, but is there an underlying issue there? So I don't know, mate. It's something I'm probably still working with. And now, I'm a bit older, I can let my guard down, I can have these conversations with myself. Probably a bit of abandonment, mate, I think. It's sort of, you sort of end up relying on yourself a bit too much. because you're scared to sort of let people in and whatnot. But the me and you having this conversation now, like I'm big and old enough to fucking look myself in the mirror and go, there's probably a few fucking things you should talk about here, mate. So yeah, I'm not sure. I suppose if I talk to a psychologist, it'd pull up all sorts of shit. But from what I can see in the mirror and how I sort of live my life and what it is, probably maybe a little bit of that. I don't know. Maybe it probably takes someone from the outside who really knows me to look in and go confirm it. I'm not sure really, mate. But that's probably it.
Yeah. Does it make you like? How do you feel thinking about that?
I think it probably answers a few questions for me, because for me, I've never really fit in anywhere. I'm okay with that. I'm a bit of a fucking lone wolf. I'm a chameleon. I'll like me and you on a film set. Like I'm a film set fucking Aaron. If I'm scuba diving, I'm scuba diving Aaron. If I'm out partying, fucking Aaron partyer. When I'm by myself, I'm not a scuba diver. I'm not a film man. I'm not the party guy. So I don't know. It's always led me to sort of not. I don't really fit in anywhere. I find it very, very, very hard to find my people. Like me and you, we get on. Like it's not about this podcast. We've had a really good rapport, but I find it really fucking hard to connect on more levels than just I know you from work or I know you from here, there, and whatnot. So I think I've led a very not secluded, but I've always been on my own. You know what I mean? I look back at my life and I've always been on my own doing something new. So yeah, probably a bit of that really. Yeah, it's led me to live a solitude life, I think. The lone wolf. Gets a bit old after now, I'm sort of having this conversation with myself. It's like probably should settle down now, because it's all well and good when you're a young man and I'm not that bad looking, not a complete dickhead, So it's you land on your feet all the time. So it's not really a solitude life, but it gets that point where I don't really want to be standing in nightclubs, being the fucking the lone geezer. So yeah, having these sort of conversations now, it's like maybe open up a bit and is let somebody in, start sharing with people. So yeah, solitude, I think, mate.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I've never fit in with anyone.
But it's okay, when you become a man, you actually lean into it and it becomes part of who you are. And it's quite a nice thing to just be okay with yourself. Because a lot of people aren't, mate. And to get to that point where you can spend a decade, you're not alone, but you kind of are.
Yeah.
If you spend 10 years on your own, mate, it speaks volumes for you as a person.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to sort of open up at some point, don't you?
Yeah, I think you run the danger of sort of becoming too used to being by yourself, and then if you do find someone decent and let them in, then they start to bug you because they're there, and you're so because it's so abnormal because you're so used to being just by yourself and just looking out for yourself and just worrying about yourself. Now you've got this other person, that you have to worry about,
especially if you value your peace as well. Fuck me, like this. I love silence. I love just sitting there, fucking basically in standby mode, like someone pulled the plug out, and someone's breathing in the same room. Like, mate, I swear to God, I'll stop you fucking breathing. You take one more breath.
Yeah.
You put a bag over your head or something, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're trying to meet a girl and you gotta be like, oh, what's wrong, babe? Oh, I had a bad day. Oh, rained on your hair.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. You gotta sort of like, bring yourself back out of it, don't you? Instead of being like a complete hermit and living in the arse end of Alaska in a fucking log cabin.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. I feel that. It's tough. It's tough. But it is what it is. It's sort of good to be a chameleon to a degree that you can fit in with any of the groups around you, which is handy. But you don't like, and from the outside, it looks like, oh, yeah, he's one of the boys fits in.
Yeah.
But internally, you just don't feel it.
Yeah.
You're just like,
100%, mate.
Yeah.
That is me.
Yeah.
Absolute fucking social chameleon.
Yeah.
But a wolf at heart, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm very, very similar. And it is, if we're honest, it's a lonely place to be because you're in the room and everyone thinks you're fitting in, but really, you're just like, I feel so alone in this group of people.
And the thing is, like, you almost lead the room sometimes. You step in and you're leading the group. It's like, I'm not even fucking one of you, mate. But, so everyone just sort of almost looks up to you sometimes. But then you step out of it and you're like, oh, It's not really me. It's strange. I don't know if a lot of people get it or understand it, but yeah.
I think there's probably more people like that
Yeah.
than we realise. And I think it's conversations like this where people open up a little bit more, where they go, oh, maybe I'm not the only one that kind of feels like that. Because if we're all looking, if you're looking at everyone else in the group and you go, like, everyone here fits in, but I don't fit in, but they're looking at you like you fit in, they probably feel like they don't fit in either. And it's the fact that nobody's actually talking about it, that we're all just having a third person perspective on everyone else going and doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's where you're like, oh, well, maybe I am the only one that feels like this. But really, there's probably a lot of people that feel like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
You're probably right.
It's hard to find your people.
Yeah. It's like, you know, like it's about the whole third person thing. Everyone's the main character. No one ever looks through the eyes of anyone else. Yeah. You're always worried about yourself, innit? And like how other people are perceiving you. Yeah. But when you probably look at it from that point of view, like, fucking hell, none of you belong here. Yeah,
exactly.
You're a gaggle of footwits.
Yeah, I kind of have that perspective. Like, I'm just going to use the gym as an analogy. Women or guys who've never been to the gym feeling really self-conscious in the gym, like everyone's watching them and they're doing something wrong. Yeah. You sit down and you go, hey, man, on the walk down the street yesterday, how many people did you notice doing something weird? And they're like, oh, they got to think about it. They can't name any because they're so involved. Everyone else is doing the same thing. Everyone's involved in what they're doing. Yeah. They're not worried about you. You're worried about you, and you're projecting that on everyone else. No one cares what you're doing.
No one actually gives a fuck anyway.
Yeah,
no one gives a fuck about anything, innit?
Yeah, as long as you're not bothering anyone else, they don't care.
As long as you're not giving them a fucking speeding ticket or something like that, or taking a shit in the kettle. Yeah. Nobody actually cares. Nobody gives a shit about most things, but everyone thinks that they do.
Yeah, so just get on with your life and enjoy it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Last question. What's a piece of advice that you would give to either someone younger or your younger self? Yeah. Or like something that you wish someone had told you when you were younger? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be super fucking...
I think advice is no matter what you do in your life, just fucking do it, because there's always going to be people that are going to laugh at you and ridicule you behind your back, you know? And there's two things guaranteed in life. You will fucking die. I guarantee you that. And people are going to talk shit about you. I fucking promise you that. No matter how fucking good a person you are, someone's going to talk shit about you. So you don't live every day scared to go out of the house because you're going to die, because it's fucking inevitable. So don't live every day worried about what people think, because they're going to talk shit. It's inevitable. So just fucking do it, you know? Let them fucking laugh. Live your life. We've only got 70 years here. And the best part about the second one is the first one. They'll be fucking dead too one day. So don't worry about it. The people are going to ridicule you, laugh at you. The more you do, the more you put yourself out there, the more you live your life, the more of a cunt people think you are. Yeah. Who gives a shit? Yeah. It's your life. It's not a rerun. It's not a rehearsal. Fuck them, they'll be dead too one day. So just live it. Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. Try and do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent, dude. Well, dude, thank you for taking the time. And that's a little bit shorter episode than normal, but Aaron's a very busy man. He's got stuff to do.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on the show, mate. Yeah, it's a long time coming. Hopefully we can do it again in the future, mate. Yeah, I'd like to come back on.
Yeah, absolutely. Come visit me in Canada.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah. When we're there, we've got to do the Calgary Stampede.
Yes, I've been telling my mate already. It's like, it sounds amazing. We're going.
I went there with the military 2012. Best week of my life. Yeah. It's a date, mate.
It's very keen. Yeah. We'll do it. What is it? Late in the year? July? Yeah. Let's do it next year.
It's the summer.
Yeah. Come over next year. We'll go.
100%.
Stampede.
Yeah, I could do a little Canadian wife.
Oh, it'll be great. That's what I'm going for.
Geezers with visas.
I'm gonna anchor baby one of them for permanent residency.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
all right, dude. Well, cheers, thanks, man. I'll let you get out of here. It's been a pleasure, bro.
Mate. Thanks very much.
Catch you later, Lids.